What's up guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Atlas Throttle Lock. This is a new throttle lock on the market by a company called Atlas. If you do any kind of distance riding or motorcycle riding that after a while your hand starts to get tired, cramped up, maybe numb, and this is a throttle lock push button and basically universal fit for pretty much any bike on the market. So this is going to install really easy, and at the end we're going to have a push button throttle lock that just looks really clean and really slick. So it's going to be easy to install. We'll go over the full process, guys. They sell it in a top mount and a bottom mount. I got the bottom mount in black. They also have stainless as well, but it just looks really good, super high quality, and it looks awesome. So I can't wait to get it on the Rebel. It's gonna make it nice for those longer rides when you just want to give your hand a break for a second. Just push the button, it'll lock the throttle, just keep the bike going steady so you can take your hand off for a minute, stretch it out, and then you just push the button to disengage. It's a lot nicer than the kind of clumsy screw where you have to put a rubber band and like push it down. This one just looks super clean. It's gonna look really clean on the Rebel, and it's gonna install really easily and just have that great functionality, but plus just great looks. And just so you guys can see kind of how the functions here, obviously it has like a plate on the back and the push buttons on the front. When you push the buttons, it engages the plate to come out, and that's what pushes against the throttle body to hold the throttle steady. And then when you want to disengage, you simply push the stop button and it goes back in. But it's just really clean, really engineered well, functions great, just super high quality, really great, guys. It's gonna install really easily, and it should fit on pretty much any bike. It has a ratcheting piece that goes on the top and clamps down, but you can just see how it functions, and you can really hear the actuation, and it really pushes solid against it. So it comes with different sticky pad plates that you put on here, varying thickness to accommodate different kinds of bikes and different styles. So we'll have to kind of check with the Rebel here and see which one is going to be the best fit, but overall it's just super great quality and construction. Like, this thing is definitely going to last. So let's go ahead and start checking it out, test fitting it on the bike. All right guys, so just so you can see how this mounts on here, the throttle lock fits in between your throttle and the housing that holds the throttle tube, and then it has a ratcheting piece on here that basically goes on and has adjustability to accommodate different kinds of bikes, but it basically goes on the back here, and then it's going to clamp down on top of the bar. So then when you rotate your bar and hit the button, it's going to hold your throttle where it's at. Hit the button to stop, it's going to snap back. But just real low-key, clean looking is what I really like about it. It's not like the big huge ones with the, you've all seen the ones that stick out and you have to put a band on here and then tighten a screw and push it down, and then it ends up slipping. Like this one, the Atlas just looks so clean compared, and just super easy push button functionality. It's going to be great. So it's going to mount up, I mean, really easy. This should be on in about 5 minutes, if that. So you just basically put it on, tighten it, screw down, and then it's good to go. So all we have to do is pick out the little pad that goes on the back side here for mounting, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be the thin ones, judging by how much room we have on the Rebel here, and then tighten it down. As I mentioned, it does come with different sizes and thicknesses of these tacky pads that you mount on here. Basically you put this on, and that's what grips onto the housing to keep it from spinning. So there's different ones for different sizes, so you kind of do test fits to see what works the best on your bike. The Rebel's probably going to be the thinnest with the setup that I have. Comes with an alcohol prep pad to wipe down the back of here to make sure you get the maximum adhesion. They also recommend a 24-hour cure time after you put the pad on before you use it, just to let that adhesive set up really well. Does come with a great set of instructions on the card there, plus you can go to their video on their website, and it has a whole bunch of info as well on install and setup. But it's pretty straightforward. If you have a basic mechanical knowledge, you should be able to install this in just a few minutes. One thing I noticed on the Rebel, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's a very fine lip right here on the throttle body that sticks out, probably from the manufacturing of the top and bottom piece of the throttle tube holder. But it's just a tiny little piece of plastic that sticks out just a little bit. So I'm actually going to take an X-Acto and shave that down so it's smooth, because we don't want the Atlas to get snagged up on anything as your throttle's rotating. So we don't want it to hang up or get caught on anything. So I'm going to just take an X-Acto and I'm just going to shave that little piece off. But it's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at your bike. or a bike you're thinking about putting it on, just make sure it's pretty much smooth all the way around the throttle tube area. So this is just a little piece of tab of plastic. We're just going to shave that off just to make sure it's not hitting or rubbing on anything. So there we go, guys. Here's the ratcheting piece. You can see it's got little ratchet teeth on there. So basically now we got that part shaved. We got our sticky pad on there. We're just going to mount it onto the bar here, and then test the ratchet adjustment to see which teeth setting is going to be the best for us. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be a lower one because it's kind of a skinny throttle tube, but we're just going to pick one close, kind of test it, and I think that might be it. Maybe try one more. And the other thing you guys are going to look at when you install is make sure it's in the right position when you rotate the throttle. So you don't want to put it all the way down in the start, because when you rotate then it's going to be facing like straight down. So kind of figure a nice position where it's, when your throttle's back at a regular riding speed, it's going to be pointed in the right direction for you, because you don't want it too high or too low. So I'm thinking this is about where we're looking at it, guys. And then use the set screw that's supplied with, and then also I would recommend some blue Loctite thread locker just to make sure the screw doesn't back out. So there we go, guys, all installed, all in about 15 minutes, but you can kind of see how it functions, or it's going to. Super easy. You're riding, boom, hit the button, throttle locked. Bike's basically gonna just keep going at a steady speed. Maintain when you're ready to stop or eliminate, hit the stop button, throttle goes off. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that, guys. Like, that is the greatest thing since ever, especially when you do long rides. Your hands start getting numb, cramping up, you know, just boom, hit it. You're on the highway, just gonna make it so much easier. You can just rest your hand on top without any kind of force. You can even make adjustments to the throttle, and it maintains. Hit the button to stop. It's really an awesome thing, guys. So I'm so excited. Let's go do a test ride, test it out on the street, see how we like it. But I can already tell it's gonna definitely change the game. The other thing I love about it is just aesthetically, it just looks very clean. Like, you don't really notice it on the bike, so it doesn't take away from the looks of your bike. It's just kind of there and clean, and doesn't really draw attention to itself, but the functionality is there and just looks great. Quality's great. Let's go take this thing for a test ride, guys. All right, guys, so Atlas Throttle Lock installed. Let's take it out for a test ride and test some cruise control. What I really like about it, guys, is just like how clean it is, how low-key, and just the design of it. Like, you've seen the other ones online that are just like a big flapper thing that sticks out, and it has like a set screw, and you got to put these rubber bands and stuff on your throttle. This is just like so clean, push button, minimal. It just looks clean. Like, you don't even really notice it on the bike, but it looks pretty awesome. Doesn't interfere with any of my hand controls or anything like that, and it should be able to just push it and lock. Oh, that is so freaking awesome. Like, I could so see how this would be awesome on like a long ride. Just give your hands a break, especially if you've gone on those long ones. But the nice thing about it, you can make adjustments and it will just hold. You can slow down and it will hold. When you're ready to stop, just hit the button, it backs off. Like, that is absolutely awesome, guys. I'm already in freaking love with this thing. Like, how did I ride all my life without it? It just locks it and holds. You can adjust it easily just by twisting and it will hold it. Like I said, it comes with various different little pads in there, so depending on what kind of bike, you might have to play with the spacers and kind of test before you go out and ride. The Rebel here took the smallest pad that it had, and it seems to be holding just fine when I lock it. But overall, just absolutely amazing product. Like, I don't know how I would ever live without this thing. I definitely need one for the 1000 now. And just any bike that you're gonna go on any kind of a ride, there's always that point where your hand starts cramping up and you wish you could just give it like a minute or so break. Or let's say you're just on a super long road that's just hundreds of miles, like on the highway, like just lock it, give yourself a break. The nice thing is, though, you can still easily disengage it just by the push of a button, or if you have to quickly, you can still rotate your throttle. It's not like it's permanent permanently locked and you can't move it at all. Like, it's just boom, that easy. It's engaged. You don't have to mess with any kind of crazy tension screws like the cheap ones, and the rubber band that it slips on and stuff like that. I've seen people have those and they say they're just kind of a piece of junk. This is obviously not a piece of junk. It's so easy. Literally installed in like 5-10 minutes, and it's just that easy. Just twist, hit the button, boom, you're locked, and it's just gonna keep going. Like, how freaking awesome is that? I'm freaking in love with this thing. Atlas Throttle Lock, I cannot say enough good stuff. Like, I'm just laughing at how much this is gonna like change the game of just long rides. Definitely, guys, if you're thinking about it, definitely worth it. It's not very expensive for how high quality it is and how it's constructed. Like, hands down, definitely worth the money. Especially if you do a lot of riding, a lot of distance riding, if your hand cramps up a lot. Like, this thing is a game changer. It's gonna make you way more comfortable on long rides. It's just gonna simplify any kind of distance riding. If you're just going for a day, if you're going for a cross-country thing, it's just gonna make everything so much easier. Like, I'm already, just my mind is literally blown. I'm literally blown right now. Let's take it on the highway real quick. But yeah, we'll take it on the highway, see how it does. But man, it is just a heaven sent. Like, man, how freaking awesome is that? Just push button, engage, disengage, positive feedback, positive click when it locks in, and just not even a lot of pressure to disengage. When you push the X button to stop, it's relatively easy. It's not a lot of effort. Like, you push it and it unlocks very quickly, and the throttle rotates completely freely, just like it would normally when you're riding. There's no resistance or added anything. I did notice when I put it on, if you over tighten it, the screw there, it'll pinch the throttle tube and make it so it won't rotate as easily. So don't over tighten the screw there, and make sure you put Loctite on it so that it doesn't back out or anything like that and get loose on you. So just blue Loctite thread locker is going to be more than enough to keep it secure and from backing out. But you just got to find that right amount of squeeze, and it just holds it perfectly. So, I mean, this is definitely just a game changer for distance riding. Like, we'll get on the highway here and lock it, and just cruise control. We'll get going 70, and then we'll lock it. And we're just cruising, guys, just like that. How freaking awesome is that? Just give my hands a rest. Keep one hand on. You can keep one hand just resting on it if you have to make throttle adjustments, anything like that. If you need to go faster, just turn it up, and it still is locked and going. You're ready to slow down, boom, just tap the X and it immediately disengages. Like, it's such a freaking game changer. I can't believe it. You gotta just lock it, boom, cruise control. What a brilliant idea. I can't believe it's taken somebody this long to come up with this. So hats off to Atlas Throttle Lock. Guys, I cannot say enough good things about this thing. I'm freaking already in love. Definitely going to need to get another one for my Z1000. If you do any kind of riding where this would be useful, which I can't imagine where it wouldn't be, you should definitely check out Atlas Throttle Lock, guys. I'll put a link in the description below, but I'm floored with this thing. It's as simple as it is. Something, such a simple concept, like just boop, hit it, and you're just freaking cruising. You don't have to involve your hands, give them a rest, just disengage, hit the button. Just that easy. Like, how freaking novel idea that is, but how absolutely amazing it is. So thanks for watching, guys. Definitely check it out if this is something you think you'd be interested in. I am completely a fan. 100% endorsement. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.